Here begins the next chapter of Ilaya's Odyssey. The 12 Shadows of Ijara Part 7, The Laughter That Devour. Chapter 1, The Village of Forever Festival. Ilaya and Yukum arrived in Oderntah, a village in endless celebration. There were no days, only lantern-lit nights. No hunger, no mourning. Every step was a dance. Every word a joke. The people wore painted smiles, but behind their eyes, emptiness yawned. A jester greeted them at the gate. His voice dripped honey. "Greater than you must laugh to enter," he said. Ilaya tried a smile. It cracked halfway. The jester's eyes sharpened. "Greater than no frowns here. Frowns are death." Yukum whispered, "Greater than this is where the seventh shadow lives, Ilari, the laughter that devours. Joy with no sorrow. Celebration with no end. And joy unbalanced. Eats all things." Chapter 2, The Banquet of Forgotten Wounds. They were led to the Hall of Never-Ending Delights, where tables overflowed with food that never spoiled and drinks that never soured. Dancers twirled in silence, their smiles stitched with gold thread. Ilaya noticed something strange. Greater than no one blinked. No one wept. No one left. A child dropped a glass. Everyone froze. The jester, now taller than a house, loomed. Greater than sadness? He growled. "That's treason." The child was taken. Vanished into laughter too loud to be human. Ilaya rose. "Greater than you call this joy. But joy without grief is madness." The floor trembled. Chapter 3, The Shadow in the Masquerade. A masquerade began. Hundreds danced, faces covered in masks shaped like smiles. Ilaya was pulled into the circle, masked against her will. Each dancer whispered fragments, "Greater than I laughed while my child drowned. I smiled while they burned the old women. I laughed so I wouldn't remember the screams." She tore off the mask. The dancers stopped. From the crowd stepped Ilari, a figure made of spinning ribbons and laughter that sliced the air like blades. "Greater than you defy joy?" it asked, voice echoing with forced glee. "Then I will laugh your truth into dust." Chapter 4, The Dance That Exposes Truth. Ilaya stepped forward, staff raised. But she did not fight. She danced. Slowly. Sadly. Beautifully. Each step revealed a memory. Her first time hearing her mother laugh, only to see her coughing blood. The night she sang after losing a friend, because silence was too cruel. The funeral where she made others laugh just to let them breathe. "I laugh," she said, tears on her cheek, not to hide pain, but to walk through it. Ilari trembled and began to wither. The dancers gasped, their stitched smiles falling away like leaves. Chapter 5, The Joy That Remembers. Ilari fell to its knees. It spoke, this time not with laughter, but longing, "Greater than if I stopped laughing. Will I feel everything I've buried?" Ilaya knelt beside it. "Greater than yes. And it will hurt. But then you will be real." The ribbons fell. Ilari's form became a child. One who had been forced to laugh too young, too long. Ilaya embraced her. And the seventh shadow entered her. This one did not weigh her down. It balanced. Chapter 6, The Stone That Smiles Back. As they departed Oderntah, the village began to change. Music softened. Tears flowed beside laughter. The people blinked. Some cried. Some danced slower. Some left. Yukum handed Ilaya a small stone. On it, a face was carved, half laughing, half crying. "Greater than, keep it. For the road ahead will try to steal both." Ilaya looked toward the horizon. 8 fires flickered in the distance, one for each shadow yet to come. And the next was whispered in the wind, "Greater than, beware the 8th. The voice that never lies but never speaks the whole."
Here begins the next movement in Ilaya's journey. 12 Shadows of Ijara Part 8, The Voice That Never Lies. Chapter 1, The Valley of Half-Truths. Ilaya and Yukum reached Afanta, a valley carved from obsidian rock. Voices echoed through the canyons, whispering things both profound and puzzling. A voice greeted them, smooth and slow, "Greater than you will not find lies here. Only truths that twist." A woman stood at the valley's mouth. Her eyes were covered, her lips ink-stained. She bowed. "Greater than I am Oruru, priestess of the eighth shadow. The voice that never lies, but never tells the whole." Youneek tensed. "Greater than this is the place where truth becomes a weapon." Ilya stepped forward. "Greater than I seek all of myself, not just the pieces that please me." Oruru smiled and led them deeper. Chapter 2, The House of Mirrored Words. Inside a stone chamber stood 12 mirrors. Each reflected Ilya, but each one spoke differently. One said, "Greater than you were never enough." Another, "Greater than you were too much." A third, "Greater than your father never wanted you. He said so." Ilya staggered. "Greater than they speak truth," Oruru said, "but none say why." Youneek warned, "Greater than here, truth without context becomes cruelty." One mirror showed Zenari's departure. It said, "Greater than she left because she didn't love you." Another whispered, "Greater than she left to protect the love she couldn't bear to break." Ilya clenched her fists, then shattered both mirrors. "Greater than truth is not a blade to swing. It is a path to walk slowly, painfully, whole." Chapter 3, The Shadows. First Oruru led Ilya to a pool called Odinala's Tongue. Here, spirits drank truth to remember who they were. Ilya bent to sip. Suddenly, visions struck her mind, her birth mother's voice, saying, "I never wanted her." A village elder whispering, "The girl carries curses in her bones." Zenari crying under the moonlight, "Why did I leave her?" Each one was real, each one incomplete. Ilya nearly fell, but Youneek steadied her. "Greater than remember, a single page never tells the whole story." Ilya stood again and drank. Chapter 4, The Stone That Spoke Everything. At the valley's heart sat a giant obsidian monolith, called Ucha's Silence. It was said to speak every truth, at once. Ilya placed her palm on it. Voices flooded her, "Greater than you were brave. You were selfish. You were healing. You were still bleeding. You left others behind. You kept going anyway. You are not just one thing." She screamed, and then wept, and then laughed. The monolith cracked, then crumbled into ash. From its remains rose a quiet figure made of ink, silence, and pages unturned. The eighth shadow. It bowed to her and entered. Chapter 5, The Echo That Tells It. As they left Afanta, Ilya noticed something strange. Her voice echoed differently now. When she spoke, the air shimmered, not from volume, but from weight. She turned to Youneek. "Greater than I no longer fear the truth. Only its misuse." He nodded. "Greater than then you are ready. For the ninth awaits in the forest of fated children, where memory is mercy, and forgetting is war." Ilya's steps grew slower, for she could already hear the lullabies of the lost.